Double Pay. This is for Social Security Supplemental Income 2022. That is a typo. This is 2023. New double $914 payments go out next month. Exact date, raised checks drop. Now, I'm going to be covering all the details. This literally just came out 20 minutes ago from the time of this recording. And yes, I'm going to give you the payment schedules for SSI Social Security in March of 2023. Now, in addition to that, we just had the breaking news come out this week about the $200 per month increase for Social Security across the board. And that is the Social Security Expansion Act of 2023 that will give $200 per month increases, extend the solvency. This is the new bill that was proposed by Bernie Sanders. So stick around till the end for more updates on that. But I'm going to get you caught up on the latest coming out for Social Security, the payment dates, 2 payments of $914 on average going out for SSI. And if you're on Social Security, SSDI, any of these fixed income benefits from the government, like I said, I'm going to keep you up to date on everything. There is a lot unfolding right now. Social Security is in the forefront in Congress as we've got debt ceiling negotiations taking place. The solvency, we've heard, is actually going to be running dry even faster than anticipated. We had heard 2035. Now it's 2033. Now new reports coming out saying it's actually 2032. So they have got not a lot of time to get this done before the solvency runs dry, which is not going to be good for anybody that's receiving any form of Social Security benefits. We have got to reform these systems. But let's go ahead and dive right in. Do me a favor, if you appreciate the updates, keeping you up to speed on everything going on with our world, with our economy, our nation, what's available for you and your family, smash the like button for me. Just takes a second, helps out a ton. And if you want to stay up to date, it's totally free. Hit subscribe to stay up to date. And if you want to know about any government stimulus programs that are available to you for states, cities, and counties, I put together a list of over 100 different ones available right now at www.reliefroadmap.com. You can sign up for that if you're interested. If not, you can join the community here totally free. I'll keep you up to date on everything. But with that being said, you guys, let's dive into this article. Just came out 20 minutes ago, linked in the description below if you'd like to read it for yourself, and let's take a look. All right, so as always, link in the description below to this article. I cite all the sources, put them on the screen, read right from them, so that way you can see it's the latest. This just came out 20 minutes ago from the time of this recording, so this is brand new information that says there's going to be double payments, and again, this is because of the payment schedule. So I want to make everything clear for you guys so that way there's no confusion. This is not a bonus check you're going to be seeing here in just a second, but we are going to be talking about that here in just a little bit. So this says Double Pay Social Security SSI 2023. New double $914 payments go out next month. The exact dates, raised checks drops. And it says Americans who earn Supplemental Security Income SSI, they can look forward to the first of 2 $914 payments in less than 2 weeks. This is going to be coming in March. The double payments will total $1,827 as beneficiaries are set to earn $914 on March 1st and March 31st as well. So you're going to get 2 checks. I'm going to be sharing with you the calendar here in just a second from the Social Security Administration so you can see it for yourself. Now, the second check is actually the payment for April. So this is your April payment just a little bit early. So 2 checks in March, but don't anticipate one in April. But since the first falls on a Saturday, the payment for April is going to be sent out the day before, which is March 31st. So anticipate 2 checks in March, but no check in April because the April check will come a little bit early. Because of weekends and holidays, 2 checks will go out in June, September, and December as well. So take a look at the calendar. We're going to be seeing here when you're going to get 2 checks if you're on SSI, June, September, and December as well. Meanwhile, 33 states, they're sending out their own supplemental payments, so there are different states that send out additional payments for SSI as well. For example, New York offers an extra $87 a month for individuals and $104 for couples, while Alabama couples, they get $120 bump ups that is specifically from the state. So I've covered those in detail for you. All of those states that came out in 2022, the list of states that send out additional SSI bump ups. You're probably already receiving it and maybe don't even know it. Now, let's take a look at the calendar so you can visually see it. If you're a visual person, this might help you out here. This is directly from the Social Security Administration at SSA.gov, and you can see schedule of Social Security payments for 2023 in And right here is March's, and you can see all the Wednesday payments. You can see the 1st and the 31st in this sort of beige circle. That is Supplemental Security Income SSI payments. Then you've also got the 8th, the 15th, and the 22nd, and those are the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th Wednesday payments. Now, when are you going to receive these? Which of these days? It's good to know if it's going to be the 1st or if it's going to be the 22nd. Well, right here is another article that's going to break down specifically when you receive these, and everybody that receives Social Security pretty much already knows for the most part that a lot of these, they're distributed out based upon your birthday, and you can see here it says payments are scheduled for general Social Security recipients are still on Wednesdays depending on your birthdays. For birthdays that fall from the 1st to the 10th, recipients are going to be paid on the 2nd Wednesday of each month. For birthdays that fall between the 11th and the 20th, you're going to be paid on the 3rd Wednesday of each month. And for birthdays that fall between the 21st and the 31st, recipients are going to be paid on the 4th Wednesday of each month. Now again, this is your regularly scheduled payments from the Social Security Administration. This is not the increase, the bump up, the boost of $200 per month that people are waiting for, which just came out. I just did a video update for you. If you missed it yesterday, be sure to check it out right after this as I go into detail on the bill. This is the press release that came out from Senator Bernie Sanders. You can see February 13th of 2023, and this is the Social Security Expansion Act of 2023. So you'll recall that this came out back in June. He had presented it in 2022, and it was to increase benefits across the board for everybody. They had said by $2,400 a year or $200 per month. Also extend the solvency by increasing taxation, adjust the way that the COLA increases, the regular annual increases, are calculated. Instead of CPIW, change it to CPIE, and a lot of modifications to reform Social Security across the board, which needs to happen and soon, because reports are saying they don't have a whole lot of time before they reach the limit of the solvency, which, just to clarify, does not mean that you're not going to receive your Social Security, but it does mean it's going to get cut back. They're not going to have enough funds to provide the full amounts to everybody, and they're saying anticipate an 80% of your benefits. So 20% decline. So in other words, if you receive $1,000 per month from Social Security, you'll only get $800 per month. And when you say, hey, I got shortchanged $200, what happened to my benefits? They're going to say, sorry, this is happening across the board to everybody, not just you. We just simply don't have enough funding. We don't have enough money to provide you with the full amount that you're supposed to receive, even though you've already paid into it your whole life. Sorry. So we do not want that to happen. So right now there are bills coming out all over Congress to reform Social Security, and this is by far the most popular one. The Social Security Expansion Act from Bernie Sanders just released, and so this has just been represented again just right now, February 13th, and you can see it right here. This is the press release that came out from Bernie Sanders amid Republican threats to Social Security. So even though we had that State of the Union address where Republicans said we're not going to cut it, even though the week prior we had heard from Speaker of the House Kevin McCarthy, Republicans will not cut Social Security and Medicare in the budget negotiations, Bernie Sanders still put in his title, amid Republican threats to Social Security. Sanders, Warren, Schakowsky, Hoyle, and colleagues, they introduced legislation for benefits to extend the solvency through 2096, and they want to enhance, expand, increase, and reform Social Security. Now, I'm just going to go into this very briefly. It says, as Republicans threaten to cut Social Security and other essential federal programs, Senator Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, and all of his House colleagues and representatives, they're going to be introducing legislation that, listen to this, expands Social Security benefits by $2,400 per year. So on top of the COLA increase, they want to give everybody an extra $2,400 a year to ensure that Social Security also is fully funded for the next 75 years. We won't have any solvency issues, all without raising taxes by 1 penny on over 93% of the American household population that makes $250,000 a year or less. So in other words, they want to increase taxation on everybody that makes more than $250,000 a year. Now, as it currently stands, roughly about $160,000 of the income that you make, you have to pay into Social Security. You pay into the funds. But anything that you make in excess of $160,000 roughly, you don't pay Social Security tax. Now, he wants to change that and say once you hit $250,000, everything above that, you get taxed on it. And he's saying those new taxes on the people making those higher incomes, about 7% of the population, it's going to be helping to provide even more funding, enough so that it will extend the solvency for an additional 75 years. Now, let me know your thoughts. Do you think that that's a good idea? Modifications to that taxation, do you think that that's actually going to work? Do you think that's going to help out a bit? Or do you think that they're going to have to make some modifications? Now, I went into detail in the bill, and also I shared with you guys, check out the video right after this, that in that piece of legislation, I went through all 48 pages and saw nowhere where it mentioned $2,400 a year or even $200 per month. There is an increase, but the way that is written is much different than what is being shown here in this press release. I thought that was very interesting. Now, take a look. It says, at a time when nearly half of older Americans have no retirement savings and almost 50% of our nation's seniors are trying to survive on an income of less than $25,000 a year. Wow. Our job is not to cut Social Security. Our job is to expand Social Security so that every senior in America can retire with the dignity that they deserve, and every person with a disability can live with the security that they need. The legislation that we are introducing today will expand Social Security benefits by $2,400 a year and will extend the solvency for an additional 75 years by making sure that the wealthiest people in our society pay their fair share into the system. Right now, a Wall Street CEO who makes $30 million pays the same amount into Social Security as someone who makes $160,000 a year. And that is, as I mentioned, that cap of roughly $160,000. Our bill puts an end to that absurdity, which will allow us to protect Social Security for generations to come while lifting millions of seniors out of poverty. And again, this is the legislation to reform Social Security, enhance it, extend out the solvency, and make major modifications. Now, we're expecting there's going to be a lot of pieces of legislation coming out to propose reforming it because we don't have a whole lot of time to fix this. Now, if you want to get more information about this specific bill, like I said, I actually have links to the actual piece of legislation, the press release, even the breakdown of the fact sheets where they say across the board, everybody's going to get this bump up. But in the legislation, the way the language is written, according to what I saw, and maybe I'm wrong, you can take a look at it for yourself, I did not see anywhere where it's spelled it out exactly saying you're going to get $200 per month. It has an increase, but it's not written the way that they are saying. So we will see, and I will keep you guys up to date. But for more information on that, check out this video next. But you guys, those of you receiving SSI, you can expect 2 payments in the month of March. Don't anticipate one in April. That is the latest on the schedule. And like I said, I'll keep you up to date on everything, you guys. With that being said, thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget, smash the like button, subscribe, check out this video next, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.